Welcome to this Computree tutorial. We will first cover general configuration and parameterization, and then we will look at the DSM example. We load a script and add a step by clicking the plus button. A window opens, allowing you to choose the data you will work on. Its role is to match the data from the previous step with the data required for the step you want to perform. The step shown here is point filtering. It is structured as follows. The top left section allows you to choose the step. Only compatible steps are displayed in this area. Here, there is only one, but in other cases, there may be several. In the center of the screen, you find everything related to data. In the data section, you will find on the left the list of data required for the step to work. This also determines the outputs. On the right, you find the available data, which are the ones you will select to work with. Note that to select your data, you must click both the required data and the available data. A link will appear to show what you have selected. To better understand the logic of steps and outputs in Computree, let's take a simple analogy. Imagine that each step corresponds to a specific action. For example, grating a vegetable. On the left, you express your request. I want to grate a vegetable. On the right, Computree proposes what is available to fulfill that request. Radishes, cucumbers, carrots. Whatever vegetable you choose, the action remains the same. It will be grated because that is the processing you have requested. Let's go back to our filtering case where we select the scene. Here is a demonstration. We first selected the step Reduce Point Density. The data selection panel opens and we choose here the entire scene. Once the data has been selected, a parameter window appears. Choose a point spacing of 500 centimeters, a deliberately high value to better visualize the result. Once the parameter is applied, remember to click Play. Then check the result in the Step Manager, and finally check Scene in the Model Manager to display it. For the scene whose density you want to reduce, you can therefore choose to focus either on the whole scene, the vegetation, or the ground. Remember to click the desired output on the left, then select the corresponding data on the right. Let's look at a more detailed example. The DSM. After configuring the input databases we have just seen, a parameter window opens. Here is what it looks like. On the left, the parameter names. In the center, the input fields to be filled in. On the right, the measurement units. And on the far right, help icons for additional information. To summarize, we have explored two essential phases in the configuration of a processing workflow. Phase 1. Selecting the data to work on. This is where you precisely choose which input will be used by the algorithm. For example, a point cloud, a DSM, or the result of a previous step. This is what the first configuration window illustrates. Phase 2. Defining how this data will be processed. Once the data source is selected, you then define how the algorithm will use it. Options, parameters, thresholds, or specific settings, such as those used for the DSM. This is what the second parameter window shows. In conclusion, this process is repeated each time a new step is added to the processing chain. Feel free to join our Discord. See you soon.